After a magical week in Rio De Janeiro, our stay at the luxurious Hyatt in Barra de Tijuca was meant to be a peaceful one, but in some areas it totally missed the mark.
Oi, bonjour, welcome to today's review, which is from the Hyatt in Barra de Tijuca, Rio de Janeiro.
The Grand Hyatt can be found in the popular and relaxing district of Barra de Tijuca, which is only 30 minutes from Copacabana Beach. If you're flying into Rio, you might land at either the international airport to the north, or if you're lucky, you'll take in the beautiful landing over the water into Santos Dumont, which is right in the heart of the city. Unfortunately, on the day of arrival, ignoring the very British wet weather, things were not going to plan. Despite booking the hotel 5 months ago, the reception couldn't find my booking, and it appeared as though I'd booked it that morning. 10 minutes later, and all was well. Or so I thought. The reception area is incredible. The flowers, the art, and those huge impressive light fixtures. The ground floor also hosts a bar, which we'll come to later, the swimming pool, 2 restaurants, and the gym on the lower level.
So just before I show you the room, this is a room that made me smile, and it's the Hyatt, but it's so beautiful.
Even on a day like this, your eyes are drawn straight out over the Marapendi Lagoon. The TV is a slightly odd size of 48 inches, but can be found opposite this absolutely beautiful setup, and the design of the bedroom is incredible. It doesn't feel corporate, it feels luxurious and so inviting. Next to the TV are 2 bottles of complimentary water, and below this is a mini fridge.
And obviously next to the bedroom is the bathroom.
They make good use of what is not an overly big space, but I do love the use of stone and marble. I'm just not quite sure about the grey tone on the tiles. Also, the sink caused the first problem of the day, as it wouldn't drain.
But personally, I know Brent wouldn't be a fan of these, but just because he's not the biggest fan of lavender, but I'm going to have a try. It smells pretty good. Always scores points for me if a hotel has a bathroom with a bathtub, but this one's a little bit on the sneaky side because the length is a bit squashed. You'll see when I use it later.
Opposite the sink, you'll find 2 frosted glass doors, the left concealing the toilet, and to the right, the shower with a very high ceiling.
And finally, let's go see the view. Now, apologies in advance because yesterday was absolutely beautiful if you've seen our other video, which is looking at Rio and so many things, wonderful things to do here. But the sun was fully out, and unfortunately today it's decided to be British and rain.
Unfortunately, the theme of rain continued, so now is as good a time as any to go visit the swimming pool and the gym. Whilst we have a view towards the north, the swimming pool can be found on the south end of the hotel, surrounded by the hotel itself. It's a beautifully decked area, and there's plenty of greenery to blend it into the space.
And as you can see, the hotel has a beautiful pool. It's just a shame that today, again, is a really wet day. So when you stay here, there's a 95 real, I'll put the price on the bottom, resort fee, and that includes all the activities you can see. On the board we just had a look at. Unfortunately, a lot of them are centred around the beach, and obviously it's very wet today, so
it's back to the room to sort my video files, watch a movie, and run a lovely warm bath.
The shape of the bath takes a little bit of getting used to because it's more like a circle than a rectangle, but it's quite comfortable. Probably wouldn't stay in here for a long time though. So it's not really a complaint, but obviously if you want to have a bath while your partner's sleeping, this is the noise that will be created in the bathroom. Hotel problems. So, sitting in the bar, and obviously the water starts to go cool. So you put in the hot water again. Unfortunately, it comes out freezing cold. So I thought, okay, won't waste the water. I'll go to the sink and then run that for a while because that works some time. Goes warm, but only lukewarm, which is not great. That's not exactly warm. So I've tried to use the phone to call reception. Doesn't call through. You then press guest services, which does call, but the line disconnects. So I have no choice now but to get dressed, go down to reception and ask them, can they fix the hot water? The saga continues. So they've now been on for about 15-20 minutes. I tried the tap again and it took 4 minutes to get to what I would consider warm-ish. Like if you didn't use the cold tap, you could probably get away with it. But that's not good. So ignoring the water problems, I'm going to go to what should be a really good breakfast.
Breakfast is served on the ground level at Tano, starting at a slightly odd time of 6:30. The majority of people here seem to be here on business, which gave the atmosphere a slight sense of grumpiness and rush. I had high expectations as the breakfast was priced at 125 reals, which is roughly £20. No one could ever say they don't give you a choice of lots of different types of delicious fruits. Yogurt probiotic drinks. If you love your continental breakfast, then you'll love the breakfast in Brazil, which is typically made up of different types of cheeses and cold cut hams. There's also a hot buffet of different types of sausages, potatoes and pancakes.
So the big question is, how was breakfast? And the answer might surprise you, but stick around to the end when I'll tell all.
I thought it was interesting to mention that this is a pet-friendly hotel, and the restaurant can be found on the far end of this very, very long corridor. If you go down these beautifully architectural stairs, you'll find the gym. I didn't go down though because it was busy and I felt it was inappropriate to film.
That's funny. I thought for a second that person in the gym was really sunburned. It turns out they're wearing leggings.
I did receive this lovely coupon for a complimentary drink at the bar, which I will use before I check out. But now it's time for the summary of my stay.
I wanted to love this hotel and the architecture of the room is absolutely beautiful. The problem is there's so many teething problems. The breakfast crowd is very business orientated and it makes for a not so happy vibe. See, the water issue is just unforgivable. I had to call 3 times, had to go down to reception 3 times because I couldn't call the reception. So unfortunately, just can't recommend the Hyatt.
All is not lost though, because the rain has stopped and it's off to this beautiful bar to get a traditional Brazilian drink, the caipirinha.
So we'll just add that because of the issues I've been facing during my stay, the hotel did offer complimentary breakfast, which was very nice. I really enjoyed it.
Just for comparison, this is the breakfast at the Novotel on the Copacabana seafront, where the cost difference between non-breakfast and breakfast rates is £4. When you compare it to the Hyatt, if it hadn't been comped due to the water issues, I would have been disappointed. I just don't think the 5 times cost difference is warranted, just because it comes in the Hyatt brand name. Although £20 seems to be the new standard lower price for middle to high-end hotels.
Just going to finish the trip with a complimentary caipirinha. Can't reach the straw.